Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today we are doing something that has been a minute since I have done a WIP and chat. I thought I would do a Christmas tag because I have one of those printed out, but I thought I would just sit here and chat with you guys while I get some of this diamond painting done, because it has been a minute. It has been a minute since I have done one of these, and you know, the channel has taken it's been a journey. It has been a journey because anyone who has had a channel for any length of time, I feel like you go through some stuff with it, because you know, I stopped doing WIP and chats for a while. Just the finding the right camera angles, setting up, recording it, doing all of that. And this is not a voiceover. This is me actually talking while I am doing the diamond painting, because the voiceover is also like recording it twice. So this is Poinsettia Pixie by Hannah Lynn from Diamond Art Club that I got from the DAC fans group. I currently am using actual putty in my pen this time. I have been using glue dots and I love them. And I actually bought, and they're coming today, the micro glue dots, because I feel like the mini ones, it's still too much in the pen and it was sticking to my diamonds too much even after I stuck it to my clothes and did all that. So I have been using a sample of Holly's putty that I have, that's Electric Summer. Her putty, out of all the putties I've ever tried, are the best for me. So I still have a ton of her putty, so just alternating. But I've been using the putty when I diamond painted for the last 2 days. I have diamond painted a lot. And let me tell you, you know, I know everyone looks at everybody else's life and is envious, right? You know, you think, wow, why should they be upset? Or they, you know, they've got it made. Well, I know I'm very blessed. I know I am. However, it doesn't mean that everything is easy. It's not. You know, with me approaching 50, and I know it's just a number, but it has really caused me to stop and like just think, right? Like, is this where I thought I would be at 50? And you know, I don't even know what the answer is to that. I know that lately I have just felt blah. I can't even like put it into words really. But my crafts, saving grace, man. And you know, I still read the Bible. I still believe in all of that, but I still am someone that says fuck. I still cuss. You know, I'm a work in progress. You know, God does not expect perfection. And trust me, nobody is perfect. That's for darn sure. I don't know. I feel like I either need a break, I need a change, I need something. Even, I'm going to be completely honest, even filming today's video was just like, I didn't even feel like doing it. And I think I just have to sit with that for a little bit. Like, just sit with not feeling like 100%, because I feel like a lot of it truly is my diet. My diet is pretty poor here lately. Bill and I talked, and we've been talking about it for the last month. After like the holidays are over and stuff, we are implementing a different eating plan for us both, because something's got to give in that department. I just always feel not good. And I would love to lose weight. It's not even about the weight really. It's about just feeling better in my mind and with myself. And always struggle with that. And you know, I've toyed with, should I see a therapist? You know, I've toyed with that. A couple people have suggested that to me, and I don't take offense to that, because Trust me, there's a whole lot of bullshit that I could be talking about and telling and getting off my chest and things like that. So I don't know. But let me go back to like this week, because I touched on it in my video, in my update video. You know, I will, when I get something in my head, like I said, I had a hair up my ass, you know, like a snit, like a bee in my bonnet. I'm an an unstoppable force. So, and it's not even like one thing. It was just, you know, you deal with something for a while and then you get to a breaking point, right? So the thing with like my clothes being up here and moving them downstairs, I don't know what it was that day. I had just had it, you know, and it's like before I think too much about something like that, like me driving home that Saturday night from the retreat, before I thought too much about it, just get in the car, because if you think too much about something, 9 times out of 10, you won't do it. So, oh yeah, when I say I was ripping things off of hangers and throwing them on the bed, I'm not exaggerating. That's exactly what I was doing. And it took me a while to move everything downstairs, but once I did, I felt better. But I messaged Jill and I'm like, Bill's going to come home and say, what the actual hell is wrong with you? Like, what's going on, right? And, you know, I don't know. I think on some level that we're all just fucked up and crazy and just, you know, navigating life and dealing with everybody and everything and work and, you know, all of that. None of it's easy. None of it. I am so very blessed that I have, you know, my mom and my dad are still alive. I have really great friends that I have met online and in person, like, you know, Cindy, Jill, Terry, Becky, who I've not met in person, but man, if I was closer to her, we would be doing stuff for sure. And, you know, I feel bad because I don't check in with these people all the time, but I don't think a friendship has to be like that. I don't know. I also felt somewhat low level, like depression, I guess. And, you know, I think it's this time of year, like there are so many expectations placed on people that I'm just like, I'm out. I'm out. Like, I can't. And, you know, things change as you get older. And I mean, definitely, I mean, since my grandparents are gone, the family dynamic has changed. Like, here's a good example. And let me see if one of the questions is this before I start telling this story. No, it's not on there. So, and I think I told a couple of you this, like, you know, and I always do the black first most of the time. So that's, and the black, according to, it's supposed to be glow in the dark. Am I wrong about that? E310. There isn't ever enough light that is on this, I think, to show it glowing in the dark, because I never fucking see it glowing in the dark. And yes, in this one, I'm probably going to be putting a disclaimer that I will probably be cussing in this one. I haven't cussed on my channel in a hot minute. It's been a long time, and it's not like I've purposely done that. It's just organically. Like when I talk about my updates and things like that, I don't feel the need to cuss. But when I'm sitting here free talking, you can best believe. Okay. Yeah, Christmas Eve. So, all right, let me get my next color here. Let's do that color. What is that color? 3814. And I know I've talked about in my channel before, but I use my credenza. And if you see, each of the trays has a number. And for me, it corresponds to the number on the Diamond Art Club key. So that's how I do it. It's very easy to kit up and kit down. It takes me literally like 5 minutes. It's so nice. It's lovely. The credenza is probably one of my favorite things that I've bought for diamond painting. Definitely. Okay, so Christmas Eve. Now, for the past, I mean, this has been quite some time. I want to say, I mean, we were doing this when I was married to my first husband. So it's been like, 25 years that my mom has always hosted Christmas Eve dinner. And we used to go to her house, but then that got to be too arduous because she was, cooking, cleaning up, all that bull crap. So, because that's what we would do. We would exchange gifts with her Christmas Eve, because then normally Christmas Day, we were going to my grandparents, and she was like, let's not exchange all of our gifts all at one time. Okay, cool. So we would do that. Well, then when she got tired of doing it at her house, we would, and there's like putty or something. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm telling you, if there was a camera on myself, yeah, I'm going to use my very pointy tweezers to try to pick up. There's a piece of putty. There, I got it. Let's go. Anyway, she started to do it at a restaurant. Where are the diamonds? Did I put them away? Okay. Oh, I'm done that color. Wow. I need to take a breath here, I think. She started doing it at a restaurant, and she would always pay for everybody. And so we would go to her house first and have exchange gifts, and then we would go to dinner, and then everybody just went home. Well, since COVID, we have not seen my brother because he is just very cautious in that regard. So since the last time I've seen my brother was 2019. And it's really hard to believe that as I say that, because I'm like, I haven't seen him in 4 years. No, I have not. And so he hasn't come to the last. I don't think we did anything like the year of 2020. I don't remember, honestly, but I know the last 2 years he hasn't been there. And so this year, I mean, time was passing, things are busy, work's busy, all that. But I realized last week, or the week before, I think it was last week, that my mom had messaged me about, okay, we're going to get together here, such and such time, blah, blah, blah. So I messaged her and I'm like, hey, did you plan on doing anything Christmas Eve? And she's like, honestly, I don't feel like it. She says, your brother probably won't come anyway. So I'm like, all right. I mean, my mom is approaching 70. She just turned 69. So I realize you don't feel like doing it? No problem. I said, okay, well, why don't we come see you Christmas Day then? Christmas Day normally, Bill usually works, believe it or not. He is working again in the morning from like 5 to 10. And when he gets home, his daughter and her boyfriend usually don't get over here till like 12 o'clock. And we wait to open our gifts when they are here. So we don't really do anything in the morning. So they're here and they stay for a little bit. And then they have other people and places to go to. And then we go to my dad's for dinner. So we usually leave here about 3 o'clock for that. And then normally we just come home. Well, I said to my mom, well, let me talk to Bill and see if he would like to come to your house before or after going to my dad's. And I'm like, I'd rather come afterwards because my mom is only, like 7 minutes from my house. So Bill was like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, well, I just wanted to run it by you before I said to her, hey, because, Bill and I do what we want, but you have to check in with your spouse with stuff like that, right? So that's the plan. We're going to my dad's probably at like 3-ish. we'll stay there till about 5:30, and then we'll go to my mom's and see them and exchange gifts and stay there for a little bit. And, you know, my mom is so like, I don't want to say nonchalant, but very flexible. She's like, you know, you don't have to stay a long time over here. Yeah, Mom, I know. Thank you. I get it. Yeah. But I still want to see them, you know, since we're not doing the dinner. And I'm not that upset by that. So Bill's like, well, what are we going to do for Christmas Eve dinner then? Because normally, you know, we're used to being with them. So we did figure out something. What the hell did we say we were going to do? My brain. I know New Year's Eve, we're doing like a surf and turf. He's going to make us salad. Not salad. Jesus. Like steak. And that's what we're doing New Year's Eve. I said, I want scallops. I love scallops. And I like the way Bill steams them. So I think we're going to do scallops and he's going to have salmon. He doesn't like scallops. Oh, we're going to do steak and lobster on New Year's Eve. So that is our plan for that. But you know, I say plan loosely because Jill and I were just talking this morning how nothing ever goes like you think it's going to go. Well, no, you got to pretty much go into everything with no expectation because hardly anything goes like exactly to plan. Well, here's a good example too. Today, so I'm working every day this week. And that's probably because next week we will be slow. Usually the week between Christmas and New Year's, we are not busy. I say that and then watch, but today was supposed to be just a full day. It started at 11. Well, like 8 pages in, they take a break and I see my boss type in the transcript. They're not going forward. And I'm like, what? The attorney noticed. So usually the first exhibit of every deposition is the notice of deposition that lists out the topics that the witness is going to be questioned on. And this is the first time this has happened, I think, in my 22 years of doing this job. The attorney sent the witness the wrong notice, meaning they didn't give him the right topics. So they were rescheduling the deposition. So the deposition was like 10 pages long. And it was such a surprise, you know, that now I'm doing this video. I mean, I was thinking I was going to be working. You just never know. You never know. All right, what symbol? I'm going to leave this C symbol until last because it's the biggest. I'm probably going to do... That N symbol is only 2 of them. So what is that? N44. So yeah, because I had like all my house stuff done this morning before the job started because the job didn't even start till 11 o'clock. But yeah, so, you know, and I go through times too, like with the moving the clothes downstairs, that whole week, when I woke up, I was just so sick and tired, not meaning to be complaining. I feel like this is more venting. Just sick and tired of all the stuff that I do on a daily basis. Just sick of getting up and having to do laundry, make tea, pull out stuff for dinner, empty the dishwasher, do the banking, get myself ready, which don't even get me started about that because now I understand women that don't wear makeup or really like fix their hair. Why? Because it's a giant pain in the ass. Because it's time. You know, I remember when I was a kid, teenager. And a teenager because, you know, you got no other responsibility. Now, in our house though, my brother and I did all the housework, but we did it when we came home from school. So in the morning, and I fucking shit you not, I would take 2 hours to get ready in the morning before school. 2 hours? Just kill me now. You know, curling hair, putting on makeup, picking out the right outfit. Yeah. What symbol is this? H. Okay. Yeah, just like craziness. Now, I wash my hair every other day, and I dread it. I dread the makeup, the hair, because it's a chore. Now, I do like, if I curl my hair on the day that I wash it, the next day when I get up, I really just have to run a comb through it and put it up, and I'm done, because my hair will hold enough curl, and I still had too much putty in the pen, that I don't have to really worry about fixing it. And I think to myself, Danielle, you don't even have children. Like, I think I would be insane. I just wasn't meant to be a mother in that regard. And I think that parents, a lot of stuff just doesn't get done. Am I right? I feel like I'm right on that. And 2 of like family friends just had babies, like literally within days of each other. One, it's their 3rd child, and they have 2 other really young kids. And then the other one, it's her 2nd. And I think, there are people that were meant to have children, that really love to have children. And I'm just not one of them. And that's the great thing about this world too, is that, we weren't all put on here for the same reason. But yeah, so yeah, I woke up that day with the clothes and then the Tupperware. That Tupperware, that had been coming for a while, because that had been coming since Thanksgiving. Because when I would put away the Tupperware, I was just like, oh, I got to go through these, because it would take me 5 minutes to find a lid. And no, ma'am, no. So yeah, that day, like, I was on the warpath last week, like Thursday and Friday. Because like I said, once I get an idea in my head, it's getting done. And in that same time, when I moved my clothes downstairs, was when I decided I wanted a new bed set. Because I'd had the same one for 10 fucking years. Yeah. So I love the bed set. I'm really glad I picked that one. I love it. But yeah, that pillow. Now, the pillow I got, the new one, is actually a pillow that has micro beads. And it got good reviews, and it looks like with micro beads, it molds to your body. So fingers crossed, because otherwise I will be returning that one as well, because I'm not playing. But one new little thing that I saw from Diamond Art Club, which I'm very excited about, I saw it was somebody's video where, and I don't know, they're rolling it out, I think, in some kits, but eventually they're all going to have it. The clear cover is perforated. So instead of you having to cut it, because now what I do is when I get to a new row, I will pull down the paper and I'll lay my first release paper like over here, and then use that line to cut that plastic paper, cut the plastic thing off. Because I have learned you cannot, unless you want all of your release papers to curl up, you can't. And how did I miss that whole section over there? Are you kidding me right now? This whole section I didn't diamond paint. It's sticky. Well, what the fuck? Well, we're going to do that right now while I'm sitting here. I don't know why. How would I forget that? What was I doing? Oh, wow. You want to talk about needing a break? I was a diamond painting fiend, though, this week. But what was I saying? Oh, the perforated thing. It looked really cool. And why can't I find the Y? What is the Y? 13. It looked really cool because she tore it and it was just, it gave you the section, instead of you having to cut the whole thing, you just tore it like perforation. And so I'm very excited to receive a kit. I didn't get any of the new releases that came out this past week. I think I didn't get any this week. I'm not upset about that because I have like 40 kits. I mean, I have plenty. And then let's talk about candles for a minute before I get into the tag, because if I don't get into that tag soon, this is going to be a 2-hour video. So, you know, I have switched over to wax melts because they're neater. And man, if you find some good ones, the smell just carries so much. And I love the ones from Walmart called Scentsationals, but also, and I don't have the case here, the ones called Tuscany something. They sell it at Harris Teeter, and that's where I first got it. And I decided to look the company up online, and they have their own website. You can order from their own website. So that's what I did. And the wax melts aren't expensive. And I find myself, the scents that I love are like, the one I have in my tart burner now is called Copper Leaves, where it's like cedar, sandalwood. I love those scents. Those are actually my favorite. And yeah, remember the silicone cups that I had? I threw them right in the trash because yes, you could pop out the candle easily, but it didn't burn as well. And it seemed to like burn the cup kind of. And then when I pulled the wax out of it, there was all this residue. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go back to my old way of doing it, which is, and I know that some of you guys, you know, wipe it out with a paper towel or use cotton balls to soak up, which is a good idea too. But I have so much like quilting fabric here that all I do is when I want to change the scent, I put a strip of fabric in it, pop it in the freezer, and it pops right out cleanly. I mean, like you've never had anything in there. So that's what I've been doing here lately, and it still works amazingly. The tree, you know, my tree, my favorite Christmas decoration. Is that a question in the tag? No, it's not. The tree is lit because we had to go, the part-time job that Bill has, they had a work dinner on Friday night and we went to it. And on the way there, we passed the street where the tree is and it was lit. We have not gone around and seen Christmas lights. I'm thinking maybe this Saturday. I'm hoping because we're running out of time to do it. But okay, now that little section is done. Like I said, I don't know how I did this section and didn't realize that that wasn't done. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, H. Now we're back to the H symbol. But yeah, I will, if I remember, I will link the website for the tarts that I like. It's Tuscany something. I want to say Tuscany Woods, but I think I'm wrong about that. I know Tuscany is in the title though. But okay, let's get into this tag because I think I've jibby-jabbed enough about myself and my neuroses and things going on. And you know I should take everything to God, and I have been. Oh, he's been getting an earful here lately. And it's his timing, it's not our timing, so that's also hard to... I'm going to fix this release paper so I can make sure I can diamond paint on that row. Remember, I'm not using the mesh ruler with this because this is an older kit and I feel like the diamonds don't fit. Like it just is easier. That still isn't going to work. It was just easier if I don't use the mesh roller. And when I think about how many kits I completed without using the mesh roller, it's astounding. So Danielle, you can do it without the mesh roller. It looks nice and neat to me. So I'm good. And whatever I can use this straightener to straighten some of the diamonds. And I've done that. I've gone back and straightened some rows up, you know, because the mesh ruler is amazing. Don't get me wrong. It puts that stuff fantastically straight, but if it doesn't fit, and diamonds it wasn't working. It was not working. So, but okay. So we have 20 questions on this, and you guys are welcome to put your answers to the questions in the comment section. I do read all of the comments. I may not respond to every single one unless you ask me a direct question, but I do read them all because I do heart them. So please, know that. All right, number 1, your favorite Christmas movie. That's a toss-up because I love National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I love the movie Scrooged with Bill Murray. I love A Christmas Story. Those are my top 3. Another one that has made the list is Office Christmas Party, and I mentioned it in my update video. If you have not seen that and you like adult movies, this is definitely not for children, this movie. It's good though. The characters are good. I loved it. I've seen it twice now, so that will be in my repertoire of watching when I watch Christmas movies. But I would have to say, if I have to pick one, out of all of them, I love A Christmas Story. That's my favorite one. All right, number 2, are you on the naughty list or the nice list? I guess it depends on the day. I would like to say that overall, I feel like I'm on the nice list. I feel like I really try my best every single day to be a decent and kind person and give people the benefit of the doubt and things like that. But sometimes you just get sick of doing the good thing and the right thing, and you just want to say, fuck it, right? I think we've all been there. We've all been there. So, of course, there are times that I have been on the naughty list, for sure. Okay, number 3, show us an embarrassing Christmas photo. Yeah, I don't have any of those, except I can remember, when I was a kid, and no dissing my mom, but, money was tight for her. And there's a picture when my grandparents one year had gotten me a chalkboard, which who didn't love to play school when you were a kid? This chalkboard was like the shiz. It was on like a turn. It was on its own stand where it flipped over. So one side was black and the other side was green. I was in heaven, truly. But I remember standing in this photo, and it's like I had like a sweater vest on, and it was plaid, and my pants were striped, and like nothing matched. But you know what? That shit's in style now. Nothing has to match. You don't have to match. You can wear what you want. I think like not matching is in style. And I was a kid, so I didn't care. But yeah, I do remember that picture. But besides that, I don't really remember any other embarrassing. I mean, when I was a kid, I loved to get my picture taken, was always posing for pictures. Now, go away. Yeah, do not like my picture taken now. All right, number 4, have you ever had a white Christmas? I think once or twice we have had snow on Christmas, but it hasn't been like a lot of snow. It's not like in A Christmas Story, where they were, they get snow. Was it Cleveland? Snows all the time. No, here is not like that at all. And now that I'm not a kid, I don't mind a little bit of snow, but I don't want to shovel it. I don't want to have to drive in it. No. Okay. Number 5, do you start your Christmas shopping on Black Friday or wait until the last minute? I actually start my shopping when we put our tree up because I wrap the gifts as they come in the mail. And so the tree has to be up, or where am I putting the gifts? And I know I've talked about this, but for the last 2 years, someone either just texted me or something. For the last 2 years, I have gotten more gift cards than anything because kind of, I'm not a complete minimalist, of course not, but I have slowed way down with stuff, with buying stuff, bringing stuff into my house. When I get something new, I get rid of something normally. And so I also don't want to clutter up everybody else's house with stuff. So I did get physical presents for a couple people. If I had something specific in mind that I knew I wanted to get them, I got it. But most people got a gift card. Bill knows, unfortunately, every single one of his presents, most of them. He knows all the big stuff because I got him a circular saw or some kind of saw that he wanted, a table for the saw. I got him planter boxes because he wants to do a garden next year. And what else did I get him that was big? Was that it? I feel like there was something else and I can't remember. Our neighbors, so our neighbor that is around the corner that Bill has done a lot of work on his boat for him this year. He came over yesterday and gave us $100 gift card to a German restaurant in our area that we haven't tried. I was flabbergasted. It was so awesome. Because Bill and I don't really go out to eat anymore because it is so insanely pricey to go out to eat now. So I'm looking forward to that because there's a German restaurant near Bill's work that we like, and I like German food. I like sour beef. That's my favorite. So we will definitely enjoy that, and it was so nice of them to give us that gift card. So yeah, I do the shopping, and I'm usually like, I was pretty much done shopping in a day, just waiting for everything to come in. And yeah, Bill shops for me, his daughter, her boyfriend, and I do my whole side of the family and Bill. So that's kind of how we've always done that. All right. Number 6, if you could be in any Christmas movie, what would it be? If I could be in any Christmas movie. Now, I do like the movies. Is it called The Holiday, where it has Jack Black and Kate Winslet? I love that movie. I also love Love Actually. Maybe one of those. I don't know. That's a tough one, right? Number 8, name all of Santa's reindeer. Good Lord. Duh. You have Comet and Cupid. Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, Dancer, Rudolph. I know I'm missing a whole bunch. I'm awful at that. I'm trying to sing the Rudolph song in my head, but we'll just go by that one. Okay, when does your family put up, number 9, is when does, okay, this is so bizarre. They skipped number 7. There's no 7 on here. So really there's only 19 questions. Okay. Number 8 is name all of Santa's reindeer. Number 9, when does your family put up your Christmas tree and who decorates it? So obviously that has changed over the years because when Bill's daughter was younger and we had her every other weekend, we would wait until she was here and we would do it with her. Now that she's on her own, Bill and I do it, and we usually put it up on Black Friday. We have a fake tree, and we plan on moving in a couple years, and when we do, we're going to probably move to a smaller house. And we are going to get a smaller tree because the tree we have is very large, and we just don't need a large tree like that. We just don't need it. Number 10, is your Christmas tree real or fake? It is fake. I have had when I was married to my first husband, we got a real Christmas tree every year. What a giant pain in the ass that is. And, you can't get one right after, Black Friday because that it'll be all dried up by Christmas. And a real tree smells nice, but boy, I was still finding pine needles into February, even though I vacuumed 80,000 billion times, you know. Yeah. A real tree. Really what I would love, and I think when we get a different tree, this is how we want to do it. It is just, and I know I must sound like a Scrooge. It literally is such a chore putting up the tree and all of that for literally 1 month, right? I told Bill, I said, the next tree we get, we need to decorate it and have a spot where we can just put like a decorative sheet over it, wheel it into the utility room, and then wheel it back out at Christmas time. That way, you don't have to decorate it but once. And he was all for that. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, a smaller tree won't take us as long. And see, the tree we have now, the lights, it was a pre-lighted tree and the lights went out, got busted on it. So we now have to physically put the lights on the tree every year. If we had a pre-lighted tree, it would be easier for sure, because all we would have to do is put ornaments, because we don't put tinsel or garland or anything on the tree anymore. All right, number 12, peeking at gifts or be surprised. We're surprised. I mean, unfortunately though, I know like Bill bought everything on my wish list. So he's like, I hate that you know everything. I think he got me 1 or 2 things that I don't know. He has some things that he doesn't know. And I actually bought him, I'm not going to say the gift on here because I don't know if I don't think he'll watch this because he never watches my videos. But I got him a gift that I'm going to give to him Christmas night when we come home from everything. And it's something that I bought last minute. And I think he's really going to love it. We're going to have a good little chuckle over it. Yeah. All right, number 13, show us your ugly Christmas sweater if you have one. I don't have one. I actually used to have this really beautiful Christmas sweater that I got at Walmart. It was white with red reindeer and it just wore out. I don't have any Christmas sweaters. And I know this is going to bother some people, but I'm just going like haphazard here, making little lines on this. When I have like a big section, and I will definitely do this when I get to here, I will do like crisscrosses to like section it off a little bit. Okay. Number 14, if you could be under the mistletoe with anyone, who would it be? Of course it would be Bill. Even though we have had some difficult times, he truly is my ride or die in this lifetime, for sure. I can't imagine being married to anybody else or sharing my life with anybody else. So yeah, definitely him. Number 15, does your family have a special holiday recipe you like to help make? No. Now, my mom, you know, because when she divorced my brother's dad, she was broke for many, many years at Christmas time, and she would make pizzelles, which are like, they remind me of snowflake, like the cookie is shaped like a snowflake. She made cookies. My mom's a really good baker and cook and all that, and she would do that, but we don't really do any of that kind of stuff. My grandmother used to make a ton of cookies at Christmas time, and my grandmother was like the ultimate cook and baker. She knew how to do all that kind of stuff. She would make cakes from scratch, cookies from scratch. That did not get passed on to me, for sure. Number 16, are you a pro present wrapper or do you fail miserably? I like to think I'm pretty good. I can wrap a pretty good present. Bill's even really good at it. Oh, I almost put that in the wrong spot. Yeah, he's really good too. But it doesn't matter. I don't, if you wrap the present horribly, I don't care. It's the present that counts, right? Number 17, have you ever gone Christmas caroling? No. No, I have not. And you know, it's been a long time since I've even seen anyone doing that. it's such a nice idea. And I realized that in the olden days, oh, another Christmas movie I love is A Christmas Carol, like the original one, the old one. And during that movie, those people were caroling in the streets. Like, that's what you did. Number 18, we're almost done here. What tops your tree? Well, what tops it now is a star. And I've told this little story on my channel, but last year, we had an angel on our tree, and we had it for the longest time. It was the angel that used to be on Bill's mom's tree before she passed. It had lights, like the angel was holding lights in its hands, and something happened, and the lights, they caught on fire. Luckily, we were here when it caught on fire, because I was like, okay, well, we're going to get a star now. So we have a really pretty, it's like a gold glittery star that, you know, the lights shine on it. It's pretty. Number 19, do you make New Year's resolutions? Do you stick to them? I don't make them anymore. I used to. But I found myself just being disappointed in myself, and I don't need another reason to be disappointed in myself. So, no, I do not make them anymore. I just vow to be the best person that I can going forward into the new year. And, you know, speaking of that, I had talked last year because I turned 50 next May. And I was going to do a temperature stitch along. And I was going to do the temperatures that were my birth year, 1974. And I'm not doing that now because that would take up all of my stitching time. I have too many patterns I want to stitch. So I'm not going to be doing that now. And that's okay, because you are perfectly welcome and willing to change your mind at any time, because like I have said many, many times, your crafting is supposed to be a source of joy for you, because if you are a normal adult, you do many things out of obligation. So your crafting should not feel like an obligation, whether you have a YouTube channel or not. It should be something that brings you joy. And, you know, diamond painting for me, it just ticks all the buttons of being, you know, it's very Zen-like once you get into the zone of laying down the diamonds, for sure. All right, and the last question. Oh, this is a good one. You have been granted one Christmas wish. What will it be? That I am retired and I don't have to work anymore, but that I also have enough money to live out the rest of my life. That would truly be one wish, that I would just be retired. Yep, would love that. Bill is retiring in September of next year, and I'm so happy for him because he surely has earned it. And he's going to work. I mean, he has to do stuff, but just to have that freedom, right? Yeah. So I look forward to reading your answers down below. And I hope you enjoyed this WIP and chat, because it is, like I said, it has been a while. And, you know, let's chat. Let me finish this little section because that's going to bug me. So, yeah, working the rest of this week, I think. Tomorrow starts really late. Like, tomorrow doesn't start until 3 o'clock my time, and it's supposed to be a 3-hour job. So I will probably work from 3 to 6 or 3 to 7. And that means I'll have the morning, like I'll do some reading. I'm reading the Lisa Jewell book. None of This Is True. It's really good. I've read a couple of her books and I've always enjoyed them. This one is really, really good. I cannot wait to see what happens. It's definitely domestic suspense. So I linked it in my update video. So if you want to check that out. And I'm on episode 6 of The Fall of the House of Usher. So good. Bill and I tonight will watch the last episode of Squid Game The Challenge so he can see who won. And I'm sure we have other shows like Hell's Kitchen. Like, we watch that. We have other stuff to watch. And I started watching another show this morning. I had like a half hour before my job started, called Louder Milk on Amazon Prime. And it is this guy who is in addiction, like he runs a support group for alcoholics or addicts, and it's about his life. He's kind of a train wreck himself. But I watched the first part of the first episode and it looks really good. So I'm probably going to try to watch that because it's 3 seasons on there. Each episode's only like a half an hour and it's gone in 14 days. Like it's gone at the beginning of January. So I need to try to watch it. So, whoops, these black ones were going astray. No, you got to stay where you are. Okay. All right, guys. So yes, leave me your answers down below. I hope you enjoyed this WIP and chat. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.